Hi there. Welcome to a demo of RunLLM. RunLLM is an AI support engineer that saves your team time, accelerates customer adoption, and generates insights that help you better understand your customers. Let's dive in to see how it works. Like any good support engineer, RunLLM starts by learning everything it can about your product. All you need to do is point it at your documentation. When you do that, RunLLM will instantly start scraping the data and building a knowledge base about what your product is called, what it does, and most importantly, how it works. Today, we'll build a support engineer for Llama Index. We'll start by giving RunLLM our documentation. RunLLM will go and scrape the data that's available, and while pulling that documentation in, it will automatically read, categorize, and annotate the available data. It will then fine-tune a custom LLM that's a narrowly tailored expert on the product documentation you've provided. It'll take about a minute for RunLLM to figure out the basics, and then we can start testing. After a minute, RunLLM's learned enough to let us start testing. We'll start by asking a simple question, like, what are the key use cases of Llama Index? When we ask this question, RunLLM will use the data that it's found so far to generate a short summary answer to our question. And it will even include citations back to the underlying documentation it found so that we can dig in and learn more as we wish. If we want, we can keep testing from the RunLLM dashboard. But the real fun starts when we get RunLLM deployed for our customers to use. RunLLM integrates natively with your documentation site, Slack, Discord, and Zendesk. Here, we'll look at the Llama Index documentation. In order to excel at technical support, the RunLLM user experience goes far beyond typing some text in and getting some text back. Here, we uploaded an image of a question from the Stack Overflow community for Llama Index, and all we asked RunLLM to do was help us with this. We didn't have to provide any other information, and RunLLM will automatically figure out what the question's about and how best to answer it based on what it knows. The answer will get streamed right back here to the chat widget. This is particularly useful when users are sharing error messages or stack traces in an attempt to figure out how to debug their issues. Of course, technical questions are often complex. So when we ask a question like this one, can I deploy an agent on an AWS Lambda function? RunLLM will start by giving us the answer that it's the most confident in, just like the answers that we've seen to the last couple of questions that we asked to the assistant. Once it does that, it'll go back to the knowledge base, and it will look for any supplemental information or alternative solutions to the problem that it found. When it finds those alternative solutions, it will follow up with us proactively and say, hey, here's something else that you can consider in order to solve this problem without necessarily requiring you to follow the original solution as well. After a few seconds, RunLLM found just that, an alternative approach to deploying an agent on AWS Lambda without using Docker. And it gives us a detailed step-by-step guide, which gives us multiple options as users to make ourselves successful. Once our assistant is deployed, RunLLM will automatically start generating insights to help us understand what our users are doing. As you can see, RunLLM is answering almost 5,000 questions a week for the Llama Index community, which is more data than any one person could possibly read through. So what RunLLM does is automatically categorize each of those questions into a different topic. We can click into a particular topic, where RunLLM, rather than forcing us to read every conversation, summarizes in a few sentences the theme in the user questions that it found. And then it will include links to specific conversations that customers had with RunLLM, so that you can dig in and see specifics about what users are doing and what you might do in order to make them more successful. RunLLM also pulls out use cases for different kinds of workloads that customers are running and surfaces them in a similar way so that you can see a quick summary as well as detailed conversations users are having. These are some of the basic things that RunLLM can do, but there's a whole lot more, like automatically executing, validating, and debugging the code it generates for you, finding issues and gaps and inconsistencies in your documentation, and even proactively suggesting updates directly on your documentation itself. That's it for now, but we're constantly working on more, like identifying areas of user frustration, detecting and filing bugs, and allowing you to build your own support workflows. If you're interested in learning more, please go to runllm.com and get in touch or set up your own AI support engineer. Thanks for watching.